Hey everyone, welcome back to Daily Life, where we dive into stories that inspire, inform, and sometimes surprise you. Today, we're taking a trip through U.S. history to spotlight 7 incredible women who broke barriers in American politics. From presidential candidates to Supreme Court justices, these trailblazers paved the way for future generations. So, let's jump right in. 1. The first female presidential candidate, Victoria Woodhull. Long before women even had the right to vote in the U.S., Victoria Woodhull was already aiming for the highest office in the land. In 1872, Woodhull, a stockbroker, newspaper publisher, and social reformer, became the first woman to run for president, securing the nomination from the Equal Rights Party. While she didn't win any electoral votes and was seen as a bit eccentric, she once worked as a traveling fortune teller. Woodhull's campaign shined a spotlight on the fight for women's suffrage. She set the stage for future candidates like Belva Lockwood, Margaret Chase Smith, and Shirley Chisholm. 2. The first woman in Congress, Jeannette Rankin. Fast forward to 1916, when Jeannette Rankin made history as the first woman elected to the U.S. House of Representatives from Montana, 4 years before women won the right to vote nationwide. A fierce advocate for women's suffrage and a lifelong pacifist, Rankin stood her ground, becoming the only member of Congress to vote against U.S. involvement in both World War I and World War II. Her courage opened doors for many, leading to Nancy Pelosi becoming the first female Speaker of the House in 2007. 3. The first female U.S. Senator, Hattie Ophelia Caraway. Let's talk about breaking barriers in the Senate. While Rebecca Felton of Georgia was the first woman to serve in the U.S. Senate in 1922, for just 2 days, it was Hattie Caraway of Arkansas who became the first woman elected to the Senate in 1932. Originally appointed after her husband's death, Caraway went on to win re-election twice, supporting New Deal legislation and proving she wasn't just a placeholder. Fast forward to 1992, dubbed the Year of the Woman, when 4 women, including Barbara Boxer and Dianne Feinstein, were elected to the Senate, tripling the number of female senators overnight. 4. The first female governor, Nellie Tayloe Ross. Did you know the first female governor in U.S. history came from the state that first granted women the right to vote? Yep, in 1924, Nellie Tayloe Ross was elected governor of Wyoming just weeks after her husband's sudden passing. Though she lost her re-election bid, Ross didn't fade into the background. In 1933, President Franklin D. Roosevelt appointed her as the first female director of the U.S. Mint, where she served for 20 years. And fun fact, just 15 days after Ross's election, Ma Ferguson became governor of Texas. But it wasn't until 1974 that Ella Grasso of Connecticut became the first woman elected governor without following her husband into office. 5. The first female cabinet member, Frances Perkins. Speaking of FDR, his presidency was filled with firsts for women. In 1933, Frances Perkins became the first female cabinet member, serving as Secretary of Labor. She was a powerhouse behind some of the most important New Deal reforms, including the creation of Social Security and the Fair Labor Standards Act. Perkins wasn't just filling a seat, she was shaping the future of American labor laws. She paved the way for future female cabinet members like Janet Reno, the first female Attorney General, and Madeleine Albright, the first female Secretary of State. 6. The first female Supreme Court Justice Sandra Day O'Connor. Now, let's move to the highest court in the land. In 1981, President Ronald Reagan kept his campaign promise by nominating Sandra Day O'Connor as the first woman on the U.S. Supreme Court. Her confirmation was unanimous, and O'Connor spent 25 years making pivotal decisions, often casting the swing vote on landmark cases. When Ruth Bader Ginsburg joined the court in 1993, O'Connor said she was so glad to have company. After O'Connor's retirement in 2006, Ginsburg was lonely for just a few years until Sonia Sotomayor joined in 2009, followed by Elena Kagan in 2010. 7. The first major party vice presidential nominee, Geraldine Ferraro. Finally, let's talk about the women who got closest to the White House. In 1984, Geraldine Ferraro became the first woman to appear on a major party presidential ticket when she was selected as Walter Mondale's running mate. Although their campaign didn't win against Ronald Reagan, Ferraro's nomination was groundbreaking. It wasn't until 2008 that another woman, Sarah Palin, appeared on a major party ticket as the Republican vice presidential nominee. And of course, in 2016, Hillary Clinton made history by becoming the first female presidential nominee from a major U.S. political party. And there you have it. 7 incredible women who shattered glass ceilings and paved the way for future generations in U.S. politics. Which of these trailblazers inspired you the most? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss more amazing stories from daily life. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.